Ben Affleck unable to accept a new lover post-Jennifer Lopez divorce as he still grieves end of Bennifer 2.0. Hollywood loves a comeback story. And few were as romantic, nostalgic, and headline-grabbing as the reunion of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. They were the early 2000s power couple. The paparazzi couldn't get enough. Fans couldn't stop talking. And when they reunited nearly 2 decades later, it felt like fate had finally corrected itself. But now, after the end of what many dubbed Bennifer 2.0, reports suggest Ben Affleck is struggling, not just with the divorce, but with the emotional aftermath. Sources claim he's not ready to open his heart again. Tonight, we're diving deep into what went wrong the second time around, why insiders say Ben isn't ready for a new relationship, the emotional weight of public love stories, and what this all means for his future. This isn't just about celebrity gossip. It's about second chances, emotional baggage, and whether some love stories are meant to live only in memory. When Ben and Jennifer first dated in the early 2000s, they were everywhere: music videos, red carpets, movie premieres. Their relationship intensified during the filming of Giggly, a project that became infamous for both its box office failure and the media frenzy surrounding them. The pressure was immense. Paparazzi camped outside their homes. Every facial expression became tabloid analysis. Eventually, they called off their engagement in 2004. Fast forward nearly 20 years. Jennifer Lopez had built an empire. Ben Affleck had won Oscars, battled personal struggles, rebuilt his career. And then, they found each other again. Their reunion felt cinematic. Secret meetups, public kisses, a surprise Las Vegas wedding, a grander ceremony later. Fans called it destiny. Social media called it iconic. Headlines called it the love story that finally won. But fairy tales don't always survive real life. The second time around, expectations were even higher. This wasn't young Hollywood infatuation anymore. This was mature love, redemption, closure. But sources close to Ben say the public attention never truly eased. It evolved. Every red carpet appearance sparked body language breakdowns. Every paparazzi photo of Ben looking tired became a viral meme. Meanwhile, Jennifer remained comfortable in the spotlight, thriving on performance, branding, visibility. 2 very different relationships with fame. And that tension, insiders claim, slowly resurfaced. Ben has long expressed discomfort with intense media scrutiny. Even during his first run with Jennifer, he admitted that the publicity contributed to their breakup. So what happens when history repeats itself? You carry the past into the present. Second chances are powerful. But they're also heavy. Because if it doesn't work out the second time, it feels final. Sources suggest that Ben Affleck didn't just lose a partner. He lost the idea that this love story was meant to be. And psychologically, that can hit harder than the first breakup. The first time, there's unfinished business. The second time, there's closure, whether you want it or not. Those close to Ben say he's been focusing on his children, his work, maintaining stability. But romantically, he's reportedly hesitant. Not because he can't find someone, but because he's still processing what this relationship represented. Jennifer Lopez wasn't just a partner. She was history, nostalgia, a reopened chapter from youth. Letting go of that means accepting that some stories don't get rewritten. We often associate grief with loss through death. But divorce can carry a similar emotional weight. There's grief for the partner, the future you imagined, the public identity you built together. For Ben, the stakes were even higher. Bennifer wasn't just a marriage. It was a brand. And when something so public ends, the grieving process happens under a microscope. You can't retreat quietly. You can't process privately. You can't make mistakes without headlines. That kind of visibility can freeze someone emotionally. And insiders suggest that Ben may be guarding his heart more carefully now than ever. Observers have often noted their contrasting personalities. Jennifer Lopez thrives on visibility. She celebrates love loudly. Ben Affleck tends to be more reserved, private, internally focused. In relationships, that mismatch can slowly create distance. It's not about blame. It's about compatibility under pressure. When the honeymoon phase fades, What's left is how two people regulate stress, fame, and personal needs. And sometimes, love alone isn't enough to bridge that. Sources close to Benn suggest 3 core reasons he's hesitant to move on. 1. Emotional fatigue. Reopening a 20-year love story takes emotional energy. Ending it again doubles the exhaustion. 2. Public scrutiny. Any new relationship would immediately be compared to Jennifer Lopez. That's an impossible shadow to step out of. 3. Protecting stability. Benn has spoken in the past about prioritizing sobriety, family, and mental health. Jumping quickly into another romance could destabilize that balance. So instead, insiders say he's choosing space. Not bitterness. Not resentment. Just distance. While reports suggest Benn is retreating inward, Jennifer appears to be focusing on career momentum. New projects. Appearances. Music. Film. 2 different coping mechanisms. Neither right nor wrong. Just different. And that difference may have been part of the story all along. Some love stories are meant to burn bright, not last forever. Bennifer 2.0 gave fans nostalgia, romance, hope. But behind the headlines are 2 human beings navigating heartbreak in real time. Whether Ben Affleck eventually opens his heart again remains to be seen. For now, sources say he's grieving, not just a marriage, but a myth. And maybe that's the hardest part. Because sometimes, letting go of the fantasy hurts more than losing the person. When Benn and Jennifer reunited, it wasn't just 2 people reconnecting. It was 2 timelines colliding. In the early 2000s, they were young, ambitious, and caught in a media storm. Back then, social media didn't exist the way it does now. But tabloid culture was ruthless. The relationship became bigger than the individuals inside it. Fast forward nearly 2 decades, and their reunion felt like a cultural reset. For millennials especially, it symbolized unfinished business finally resolved. But nostalgia is powerful and dangerous. When you reunite with someone from your past, you're not just reconnecting with them. You're reconnecting with who you were at that time. For Ben Affleck, that meant revisiting his early superstardom, the overwhelming media scrutiny, the emotional turbulence of that era. And even if both people have grown, certain emotional patterns can quietly resurface. Because memory edits reality. It softens the rough edges. And sometimes, when the glow of nostalgia fades, real-life compatibility has to stand on its own. To understand why Ben may be struggling to move forward, we have to look at his broader relationship history. Before Bennifer 2.0, he had a long marriage to Jennifer Garner. That relationship lasted over a decade and produced 3 children. By many accounts, it was grounded and family-oriented. When that marriage ended, Ben publicly acknowledged personal struggles, including battles with addiction and the pressure of fame. So when he reunited with Jennifer Lopez, some saw it as poetic, but others wondered whether revisiting an old flame after such a significant life chapter would complicate things emotional.